Okie dokie, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, and I'm bringing you something today, a United Cutlery piece, right? This is the M48 Talon Survival Spear, right, with sheath. I have a love-hate relationship with some of the United Cutlery stuff, and some of their M48 stuff. Through my experience, I haven't had too much trouble with the steel in some of their models, but overall construction I haven't been completely happy with, and overall feel. Some of it just had a cheap feel, or some of it just has a very slick feel. You know what I mean? When you're talking about a survival spear, you probably want a little better traction than what you're getting. The ribbed areas, you're getting some traction, but that's really it. But let's go over this thing, and who knows, maybe it'll prove me wrong. So we are looking at a whopping 44 1/8 inches overall. So far not happy about the size. All right, just for that. Okay, razor sharp, we'll find out. 8-inch blade that is nearly 1/2 inch thick. It is thick, I do appreciate that. With a stainless steel blade that is powerful. Okay, now I was hoping that the specs would be on here, and it's not on this one. Now, one thing I'm going to say, I'll look up the specs on a different one, because I remember the steel. I thought it was like a 5 CR. I'm not sure, but I'll check. This thing retails, and you can get it obviously cheaper than retail, for $140. Now here's the thing. I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to go to, they have the M48 Magnum spear. I wish that one was sent to me, because it's a full spear. It's over 60 inches long. I think it's like 64, or 65 and a half inches is the overall. And for a spear, it just makes more sense, because especially when you're talking about tactical things like that, tactical means something to defend yourself with. Defend yourself with means you should be able to bring it with you, and it just makes more sense, and I'll show you why. But this one, okay, it says that it's a 2CR13 steel, so that's what we're looking at, is 2CR13. Could it be made of better stuff? Yeah, but so far the steel hasn't been the issue with these. Hold on. All right, so that's pretty much all we really need to know as far as specs. We're not going to spend a lot of time in the house. We're going to get outside and check it out. First, let's go over this sheath. So I really wish they did a Kydex instead of this weird rubber. They do have the little M48 skull logo there, which is cool enough, right? But if they did a Kydex where you could take your thumb and go and just push it and it goes, clicks off, it would be so much better than this thing. Because if I try to pull, I have to, let me see, getting it back on can be tricky. Here we go. We have this rubber piece right here that connects together. So if you pull, I'm pulling right now, and I don't want to cut my hand off, so I have to really squeeze down on it. And if you're going like this and squeezing and pulling, I think it works better than just trying to, because if I just pull straight out, man, it takes a lot. Hold on. I just sneezed. Oh, thank you. So basically what's going to happen, if you don't want to pull, you have to just separate this with your thumb, and then it'll come off really easy. If not, you have to squeeze and pull, but they have all these little openings right here, and if you're squeezing, you're putting your hand pretty much on an edge that's razor sharp. So I don't think it would have been a lot better just with a simple Kydex sheath that is form-fitting. This one, getting on, because it's rubber, there's so much drag. So much drag. So now, here we have, you can see the tang goes to right here, right? So if this ever got destroyed, or it ever broke right here, it would be easy enough to make scales and turn it into a knife. That's one positive. I like that. but it would be a very thin tang because you can see the tang exposed on the spine, but then you have these finger grooves here and it's not exposed, which means that tang is probably, to hold all this on there, maybe a 1/2 inch. I don't know. It could have been all the way full tang through this entire construction right here. I think that would have been better. Let's see. It's held on with 3 screws. That's good. Now, it's tactical and fighting, and they put these finger grips way up here. Who in their right mind fights like this, though? You know what I mean? If I'm going to fight with a spear, it's because I want my enemy away from me, not to me. That's what spears are made for, right? It's to swing away, to keep the enemy farther. Doing this, you just put a knife in your hand with a freaking clumsy stick at the rear. Can I use my rear hand to help jab? Yeah, but I can do that with just a blade in my hand without having this big cumbersome stick at the end. So that, to me, I mean, if they wanted to make the finger grooves, I think you could have done it down here more to make it more, you know, to like where they have the ribbing. The ribbing is good because it says this is how far you want your enemy away. This ribbing right here says ribbit right here, ribbit, it's a frog, ribbit right here, ribbit right here. Now I know that my enemy is 2 feet away from me and I'm alive. He's not, right? Right here, my enemy is 8 inches away, right? So I don't know, there's just some things about it that bug me, right? But who knows? Like I said, it could surprise me. So let's find out real quick before we go anywhere. It says razor sharp. Razor sharp. And I'm going to show you something too that I found while inspecting. Okay, first I want to try and see if it's razor sharp. No. Okay, so it didn't shave. It's sharp. I can definitely, you feel that edge, but it's so thick that making it razor sharp, no. Sharp, yes. I can even feel like, not burrs, but it's not a smooth edge. I would have to hone this, and it really needs a honing. You can feel, I guess burrs is the only way to call it. You can feel it. But now, during inspection, I noticed tip damage right out of the box. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up, but you can see there is a damaged tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that, but I'm going to fix it after the review because I need to review it out of the box. So that part was just typical. One of those things that disappoints me about their M48 series is there's just something I'm going to find wrong. Overall, the grind looks good. The looks are great. That, when you look at it, you go, oh, I want that. Look how thick that is. Oh, I need that. And that's what these things really portray. They give you something, that a package that says, I want it. Now, this does have flex, which is good. Because you want it to be able to flex when swinging for impact because it takes vibration out of the hands. That's a plus. And it reduces your chance of fracturing with flexing, so that's a plus. I still wish this was here, but is what it is. So let's take this beast outside and see if this M48 Talon is going to give you that Talon feel and workability. All right, let's go outside. Okay, so I mentioned the length, right? The length, I would prefer longer because if it's tactical and something that's going to be considered life-saving, it means you should be able to have it all the time, carry it with you, and have it life-saving. Which means if I'm hiking, if I'm walking through the woods, I would love for this right here to reach the ground so I can use it as a walking stick. This is way down here. Now, of course, I'm tall. But I mean, you'd have to be 5 feet tall for this to be an appropriate stick, because I'm looking at about a foot So I'm saying between 12 and 18 inches longer would make this good, and that would make this part appropriate because you'd be able to use it to carry. Now, because of the heavy weighted head and the short stick, it really really throws off the balance when twirling. You have to hold it pretty much at the head just to get it to come around nice and even. So it just, the length of this thing bothers me so much, and then the weight just throws it all off. Like, I'm trying to hold it mid, and it just doesn't want to it just doesn't want to cooperate, you know. But I don't know, it just throws it off a little bit, but who cares about that? Who cares about that? I mean, it's tactical, it's supposed to be life-saving and all that jazz. So why would they make it so you can use that tactically and life-savingly? All right, so let's come have some fun here. Maybe we'll let the dogs out, run around, give me something to yell at, you know. All right, jerks. Let's see. Let's try and do this while looking at you. Let's see. Fail. All right, well, it's stuck in the tip. I didn't throw it hard enough. I was trying to look at you while I threw it. I was trying to aim through the camera. All right, let's let these guys out to play, and let's figure out if we can play. So, here we have it. Now, normally I'd like to do a 4-foot drop. It's kind of hard, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it from the actual blade point. I just want to see balance, right? If it's falling at an angle, maybe the balance isn't that great, but it is a spear, and it's all weighted in the front, so I have no concerns with that. I'm going to do a couple of downwards, see the bite, see how the tip holds up. And I have to say that the channel, the wound channel, right here, there's two of them together. That's deep. It's very, very deep. All right, so let's see. Let's see if this guy can do things. It's razor sharp, right? So it should be able to push cut. Just get these finger grooves lined up. Ugh. Okay, so it can't push cut. I'm going to try to saw through. It's going to go. There we go. All right, so is it sharp enough to cut the nylon rope? Absolutely. Sharp enough to push cut? Absolutely not. And it almost feels like there's even more burrs just from that. The tip is really just jacked. I mean, it looks like somebody threw it into, I wish you guys could see it. It looks like somebody threw it into a cement wall prior to it being shipped. And I did nothing with this blade. This is out of the box. That's really disappointing. It's folded over like a mushroom tip. That I need to fix. That is straight out of the box like that. We'll see if it gets any worse. So let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna come down. We'll do a downward swing on it. Well, I expected some splitting. Instead, I just made a female cavity. All right, so let's try this. I didn't say that out loud. All right, so let's try this here. Now, batoning with it, I'm gonna, man, holding this stick, didn't even put a crease in the wood. Problem is, because it's double-edged, you want to use this part, but then it offers vibration. All right, so batoning, no, it's not very good coming through the wood like that. So let's try something different. Hold on, I have to find the right piece. This is disappointing. So I was really hoping to find something that we could split on a downward swing, but I don't know. Let's try and get a good stance here. There we go. All right, so I was finally able to split. Let's try that again. I caught the edge, so I split the thin part. But there we go. Splitting anything is better than nothing. So, can I split wood with it on a downward swing? Well, proof is in the pudding. So, that's it. We know it can do that, but it's a spear. It's made for slashing, jabbing, and throwing. So, let's try and get to some of that. Let's try and get to some of that. What I'm going to do is a couple of downward. Wow, that. So this being flexible is made to take vibration out. It does not. Yeah, it doesn't do much for vibration. You guys see that? There's a stick there. All right, so it's doing that. It's doing that. But we need it to do more. We need it to be better. We need to find something better. Hold on. All right, so what about breaching? We've got this old door here, a lot of lead paint on it. Nice, the way we like it. So we could use a foot, but they give us this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choke up and I'm gonna use the point they offer. And I can get it into this old wood, no problem. But I want to back up on it now and see if the leverage is any different. Oh, yeah, I'd say that's a little different. I'd say that's a lot different. So holding it close takes away the power. So if I'm going to hold it back here, I'm going to show you how I'm holding it like an oar, and I'm going to go overhead and strike. That is straight through. Straight through. That's exactly what I wanted from it. I'm going to do a downward slash. You can see the cuts. I'm going to come around the opposite direction. I'm going to come around my body. And you can see that. So, can I use it as a breaching tool? Bah, absolutely. It'll go through a wooden door. No freaking problem. I've got some low hangers that I need to trim. I figure if I gotta trim them anyway, why not get out of here with this, and we'll just see if we can trim some. See, immediately that branch goes up, just taking off the tip. Remember that time I swung and hit nothing and it went straight into the ground and I was like, oh, it just happened. All right, let's try that again. That was a good cut. Didn't go all the way through. Same thing. There we go. I think that last one, the first couple cuts broke into it. That last one, I think more broke it than sliced it. I'm gonna try and come up. A little harder, but it gets done. Now I'm gonna hold it from the grip. There's no swing power. That's better. All right, so as we can see, it works. It does the job. Now, obviously it's made for a survival tool, and that is less survival than you would expect it to be, or need it to be. But if it can cut a limb, it can cut a finger, that's for sure. So what do we really have to do? I mean, what do we really have to do? y'all know what we have to do. Let's see, let's go find that tree that fell down and play with it. All right, so here we go. I got some arrows in the ground. All right, so now we're gonna give a 10-yard throw and see if it'll even stay in line, because there's no guarantees that we're gonna hold a line, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna hold it first from this area right here. Well, it was on target. Hit the side, and then just kind of fell out. Let's try that again. I'm gonna hold it a little lower at the ribbing. Oh, that was awful. Being short, it really doesn't benefit the throw, which is what it's made for. That's better. That's better. So what I did is I went in between 2 points. I went in between this little groove area right here. Damn, that Roscoe. I gotta find him now. And I went between here. So I actually kind of held it more around here. Let me go get him real quick. All right, so I'm gonna try a little closer, more power. I'm gonna do kind of like a run up type thing. It's hard to tell if the tip is getting worse, but it's not getting better. All right, so here's the deal. This one retails at $140. I think for only $50 more, you can get the full length, the 65.5 inch, which might be better. But $50 more, nothing changes here. This is the same. This is the same. All this is the same material. They just add some inches. They add 20 inches to it, whatever it is, 15 inches, I don't know. Why is it $50 more? Just to have extra plastic. I don't know. Now there is a screw on the end, so I'm assuming you can change this so you can make it, you can put on one of those walking stick ends, which really tells me I wish it was longer, because this would be great for in the woods to carry, because I use hollow handle knives and I stick them on the end of staffs. This is already there. It just makes more sense. I'm noticing the grind. It comes down here and then recurves out, but they're uneven. This one, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It looks like they went too hard on the inside and tried to recorrect. It's not a beautiful swoop like this side. It kind of goes eh, eh. So, and that's what I was talking about with fit and finish with these things. Man, that tip is just ugly, and that's how it came. That's a disappointing thing, but it's going to be a quick, easy fix. Something I'll be able to turn and burn, no problem. I really wish the balance was better. So I mean, just so you can get a better sway and a better feel. It just isn't. It just isn't. It's not all there. It really throws you off. The balance throws you off. But all in all, does it work? Yeah. Did I break it? No. I was able to chop through some logs. I was able to saw through some rope. This isn't going to be a rope cutting tool, I'll tell you that though. I'm able to throw it. I'm able to pry with it. I'm able to get through it and breach with it. There's a lot of good qualities if you're looking for something like this. If you are looking for that short spear that you want to be able to fight with and defend yourself with, defend your home with, this can work. It's better as a short spear when you're talking about home defense than obviously a long spear because of getting it around, and you can't go through a hallway with a big stick, right? The shorter the better when it comes to home defense. But this can get the job done. I don't know. I'm kind of at a crossroads. It's not built the greatest. It's not thought out the greatest. It's not weighted the greatest, but every bit of it works. So while it's not perfect here and perfect there and perfect here, it's like good here, good there, and it just doesn't have any great points. There's no, it's great for this, it's great for that, it's great here. No, it's just all around good. And all around good is the very opposite of all around bad. So I don't know if I can complain about it. Let's do one more thing. One more thing, and it's not something I would normally do, but since I have to redo the tip anyway, I just want to see the strength of the steel, and we're going to go through some steel, and we'll see how it goes. I got some targets that I shoot at, as you can see right there, and it's from like a metal filing cabinet. So what I'm going to do is lower you guys. I don't mean that emotionally. I'm not going to bring you to a lower point. All right, so I just want to see if I can jab through. No problem. Now, let's take a look at the edge. It took some doling, that's for sure, but it doesn't look like there's any more damage to the tip than there was. The tip just came bad, right? It just came that way. But it went through steel. I mean, right here is my hole. So it definitely tough. I'm not gonna lie and say out of personal feelings, because it came to me jacked up and, you know, it could be better. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that's no good, because that's false. This thing's, it's a pretty badass piece. Could it be better? Yeah, but most things could, right? So I don't know. As far as the likes and dislikes, and there's not really any dislikes, it's just things that could be better. All in all, I mean, it's not bad. I really would prefer Kydex over this thing. It would make a huge difference in speed. And when you're talking about combat and life-saving, speed is huge. And here's the thing, even with it dulling a little bit here, even with it dulling, it's still going to pierce right through the next thing no matter what. That is, without a doubt in my mind, accurate. I don't know. Is it worth the retail 140? Absolutely not. Is it worth finding it for a much cheaper price, sub 100 bucks? Absolutely. Sub 100 bucks, and you have a combat ready short spear? What the hell? How could you go wrong? You might have to fix yours, you might not. But even if you do, it's going to take almost nothing. I'll have that done really, really fast. That's seconds worth of fixing. But so far, so good. Goes through wood, goes through steel. Whoosh, it would go through me. And that's what is really important when you're talking about a defensive survival tool. Can it go through me? Abso-freaking-lutely. If I put it right here and fall down, I'm done. So I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, it's all right. The M48 Talon by United Cutlery. All right. It's thick. It's pretty sharp. It's pretty strong. I mean, I'm not really in an area where I can complain. So here it is. If you've been looking, ta-da, that's what you get. It does work. It does work. I've been hard on it, but it works. I can't deny that. So what else can I say? But I'm Johnny P all day. Until next knife.